Hi everyone, it's Linden Herz. Another LenorMarch video today. or tonight, and my dog is again. She always has to, throw herself into the conversation, so to speak. She always thinks, who she's talking to. I want to talk, also want to talk to the people. Now she is awake. Today I want to deal with day 11 and day 12. I know it's far behind, but it's the only possible way to manage all the video things that are going on at the moment. And to be honest, today was not a good day. I felt really like I caught some, I don't know, a stomach bug or something like that. I don't know if this is has to do something with Henrik being a bit sick. Sometimes this affects my my stomach and my digestive system at first. I don't know. I didn't felt right, and it was a low energy day today, and I feel really like I would be able to sleep all the time. But today, or the belated day today, is about the bouquet and the scythe, and of course, talking about what these cards mean to me, and what was the other one? Is there something? No, is there some way in which we can see the end of something like our good fortunes and find that in the end the experience actually gave us something? Okay. So I have to say, I still try to wrap my head around the meanings for each card, because there are sometimes many opinions, and I try to figure out which meanings are meaning the most to me, or resonate with me more than others. I know that the scythe, for instance, is a negative card, and when I read in the book by Andy Boro-Veshengra, this card was it told of danger. So this is a danger card, and I want to stick more with Kelly in terms of also this harvesting aspect of the card. Really, I have to say this is something that resonates more with me, but of course, this can also mean that it can be painful, a painful cut off. So if you see here the happiness, what kind of happiness and happiness that can get interrupted by this kind of cut off. This is something I really try to wrap my head around. It could be happiness that is, what kind of happiness? It's harvested. I don't know. This is really sometimes you have to find really the right thing for you, and this can take some time. So if you see it this kind of way, we see this. If I would see this as danger, so danger to happiness or so, but as I said, I still try to figure out which kind of meanings are resonating the most with me. This means, of course, that it might not be traditional kind of way of reading the Lenormand or Lenormand, but in the end, it's just possibly just for me that I'm doing this, or maybe for friends or so. But who can judge? I know, also like Kelly said, there are also sorts of groupings that see things in different ways. And I always like the approach not being too dogmatic about something, because everything which is too dogmatic can lead to, I don't know, a much more narrow view on things, and to more extreme reactions. And I don't think that this serves this kind of art form well. So everyone, we are all different, so why not take a different approach? We don't we don't invent the wheel anew, but in the end, it's a good thing that there is a variety that we can choose from, and why not also a bit of a bit more of variety within the Lenormand, even if this is such a strict, precise system. A little bit of adjustments, I think, can be possible also with this system. So my noob's perspective on this. So again, this question, it was 10, 11. Oh, okay, one I missed. Do you think that all painful experience have a silver lining? Is there some way in which we can see the end of something like our good fortunes and find that in the end the experience actually gave us something? I guess yes. Sometimes when we are in the middle of this kind of upheaval of painful experiences, we don't see this. This is a saying. I don't know if this saying, you can literally turn the saying into English. Den Wald vor lauter Bäumen nicht mehr sehen. This is something like you don't see the forest because of all the trees. So you don't get the whole picture of everything when you're in the midst of emotional upheaval and painful periods in your life. So you sometimes you can only see this when you look back at past experiences. This is something I experienced within my season of the Seeker studies, because a lot of the sessions that we are working on also are about dealing with past events. This was something when we began our Seeker sessions, that was seeing things that happened in our life in a more different perspective. See how certain events led to even certain negative events led to something more positive. And it was really a nice way to see this. It was like making your timeline new and draw all kinds of conclusions, and saw it in a more broader view. And it was helpful and relaxing. And back at those days when I started this, I thought, okay, this is something totally cool to I was convinced this is something that you should teach in school. Not everyone that is young can see can look back at a whole bunch of experiences in his or her life, but there are certain things in this study where you go a bit deeper into yourself and try to make more sense to yourself and your kind of how you are and what kind of being you are. This is something I really would love to have had in school when I was a teen or something. This or even in I don't know, maybe also studying it. But okay, I studied it or I'm studying it, so this is pointless of talking further about this. So actually, I think something that can be painful in the here and now can lead to something more, because this is something I also touched on the video on the Fabulous Lenormand series video yesterday with the coffin. I guess it was with the coffin card. It was with the coffin card that where the author of this book talked about that we only learn learn through painful experiences, and that sometimes the light that can come out of that is much stronger than before. That we need this kind of learning process to grow, and this is something I can resonate very much with. Yeah, coming to the to day 12, the Whip and the Birds. Talk about what these two cards mean to you. Yeah, I quite like the idea of this kind of repetitive meaning of this card. I also know that this is a negative card, so something in terms of maybe repetitive this is something I try to figure out for myself in this video. Like a repetitive communication in this kind, repetitive gossip, maybe also. And something about communication, when we see it from this way, which is repetitive, which is, I try to see, sometimes I also look up the meanings within the Celtic Lenormand book, because there are also the traditional meanings, but sometimes also quite interesting other ones. But also in this one, I have to find out with which meaning I want to go and which I let go of, so it won't get too confusing. But I will turn to the question for this one here quite quickly. So, what is a conversation that you feel is so important to get out into the world that you will put it on repeat? So this is quite fitting here. I guess talking about delving into your own psyche, so to speak. Basically shadow working and self-love. I guess since I heard those terms the first time by Kelly and Maddox, I got really intrigued by it. And it was, although it sounds so simple, sometimes it was something that was, in my case, some kind of revolutionary thing to think about. And I still think that this is quite a wonderful and also also a bit terrifying experience, but you can gain a lot from it. So like I told before with the other cards, it is a bit like it can be an intense experience, sometimes also in more it can tend to feel negative in a way, but there are certainly benefits from this kind of work. And also self-love. This is something I really think that is quite initially, because we always talk about compassion, being compassionate about other people's needs. But I think when we don't start with ourselves, with self-love or self-compassion, how do you want to love another one if you don't love yourself? So this is my way of seeing, or of my way of repeating myself with this kind of message. I know this is something that some people don't want to hear. I know there are certain people around in my life that I feel sometimes this is something that they just don't want to listen to, especially when it comes to self-love. I guess in terms of self-love, our society, again, our Western society, is the only society I can draw my conclusions from. I have my experiences with, at least in this kind of little world I'm living here. I guess we have we sometimes talking with friends about this, why we tend to see things like self-love more in a selfish way. This is something you learn as a kid. You first have to think about others, and then you can benefit from something which you have possibly when you're a kid and you have a cake. So sometimes perhaps the mother says, yeah, but first of all, give something to others, and then you can take your part. So I don't know. Sometimes I really have the feeling that certain terms are mixed up, and therefore are neglected, or seen as not important and not of value. And but I see there is a paradigm shift. Also, when you go into bookstores, you find also here in Germany a lot of books that are talking about self-worth, self-esteem. And self-compassion also. Some books are translated from English to German, and I see there is something going on. So you can at least talk about those things. But sometimes like I said, sometimes I feel this within my surroundings. This is something, where people think, okay, if you would want to do this, I don't know. This sounds a bit. So I get some certain signals from some people that think that this might possibly not important in their everyday life. But I think this is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself and for other people, because quite often things we are conflicts we are dealing with other people are coming from unresolved stuff within ourselves, so shadow stuff basically. And this kind of neglecting, being also an ally for yourself, this is really something I guess a lot of people have to thank Kellyanne for this, bringing up this on her channel. And it's something totally worth listen to and totally worth spreading it out into the world and talking about this in various kind of forms, either in the media or within your circle of friends. This is something I strongly feel. This is an important message to bring out into the world. So, and finally, I want to share with you a little cutesy, tiny mini Lenormand deck that arrived at my doorstep today. And it is a self-published one. It came from Printer Studio, and the shop, the Etsy shop is called you heard my dog is again a bit in an, she is bored basically and have no idea what to do. So back to this one. And now she's sitting on on a chair. Back to where I was. You totally get me off what I wanted to say, Lily. So this one, the Etsy shop is called Divine Walks. I will link it in the description box. And they have, the woman, I don't know, I read her name, but I have not at hand at the moment. She, offers all sorts of Lenormand decks, and most of them, I guess, if I remember correctly, most of them in 2 sizes. So this one is the mini one, and you get a regular playing card sized one. This is something I found really wonderful. So I thought, okay, I will go with this one and buy this one. I try to remember how much did I pay for this? I guess something around maybe a bit more than $15. So of course, much more expensive than the Piatnik or something like that around the line, or around that line. But this one is quite okay. So in terms of cardstock, it is the typical wonderful smooth linen cardstock that you all know by Printer Studio by now. And it's a relatively small size. I will compare it with the Piatnik. So you can see here, this is the size in comparison to the Piatnik, and it's quite okay for that. It's quite wonderful to lay a grand tableau with that. That's something I already tried out. I will see if I will be able to do this here on camera, because I don't have the kind of I can't raise it high enough, so I have to find a new way of doing this. But at the moment, one moment please. So I separated some of the cards that I will come to quite soon. So what you have here basically, Yeah, the title card, of course, with the gorgeous backing here. You see the suits here, the playing card suits. Whoop. And then you get some introduction that you have here. Try to figure out how to, yeah. I have included some very basic card meanings. I am learning something new every day, and without the contribution of countless others who have inspired me, I would not have been able to accomplish this. There are endless resources online for assistance in learning how to read with Lenormand. I have found some of the Facebook groups to be excellent learning forums. If you are new to Lenormand and would like to know of great places to connect, please feel free to send a message to my Lenormand Facebook page and so on. So you have it here, facebook.com, darling Lenormand. Wishing you much love and blessings on your journey. Terry Smith. There we have it. So this kind of card, and then you have, like here, quite simple meanings, but it's enough to get you started finally. So this is wonderful to have. Okay, here we have this kind of thing, what Kelly meant by different styles of reading Lenormand. We have here for the whip and the broom, we have sex, and I know that this is also connected to the lilies. So I don't see there where the lilies. Yeah, you see there is no, yeah, nothing about that here. So this is something which you introduce quite easily. So to the cards. Of course, the rider, clover, and you see number here, playing card association here, quite clear for that. Wonderful ship. Bit of dirt on it. The house is gorgeous. Looks a little bit like a haunted house. The tree looks more like a park tree, cut in this kind of shape. The clouds, here you have the cloud, the light side of the cloud in this manner. So the lighter one is here, so you can see how you read this. It's quite difficult because sometimes you have it either one or the other side or up and down. So try to figure out how to deal with this one. The snake is gorgeous. Coffin. The bouquet. The scythe, a bit difficult to see, but okay, you can get it. Yeah, broom and the whip. Birds. The child. Cute fox. The bear, love the bear. Don't know, reminds me of, you know the Disney movie Brother Bear? And the mother of this little bear who died looks a bit like her. The stars. The stork and the stork is standing. I know some. I guess it was Kelly that prefers the stork kind of starting off to fly. The dog. Even with kitties. The tower. The garden. Quite easy to recognize. The mountain, beautiful mountain. The path. It's quite interesting that we have it like this. Sometimes you have it either the other way around, the other perspective, the other view in it. Mice. The heart. The ring. The book, and it's open. The letter. Gorgeous man card. Wonderful lady. White lilies. The sun is quite faded, but you can get what it is quite easily. The moon. The key. The fish. Some fish here. The anchor. And finally the cross. Now I have to try to get this mess. Oops. Everything turned up. Yeah, this is all mixed up now, but okay. When I try to make the yeah, it is mixed up. Never mind, never mind. But a thing that I want to share with you, there are extra cards in this deck. Actually, extra cards. So, oops, sorry, I always came against yeah, this Stativ. I don't know if this is called in English. So we have extra bird cards. So we have these little, I don't know, looks a bit like a form of variation of chickadees. These, and we have owls, which is wonderful. So basically we have three bird cards to choose from. We have 3 children cards to choose from. So you saw the girl, here is the boy, and something which I also find quite interesting here, this little baby. Yeah, it's a quite nice representation for something new, something very fresh. We have extra man and lady cards, and we have let's see, 6 of them, which is quite fascinating. You saw the kind of portrait forms I showed you, and we actually have those kinds, so they can face each other. And we have the, yeah, like this one. So multiple men and women cards in this deck. It's quite a beautiful one, and it's small, and it's quite easy to lay a grand tableau. So I will try to see if I can make it here on the desk, because I'm not quite sure if my holder here, my camera holder, can capture this. So this may be mixed up now, but I try to solve that. There we have the house. But it's, like I said, it's wonderful. And when you're laying the cards out, I can give you only the measurements in centimeter. When you have a grand tableau, you have this, is, I guess, if I remember correctly, I will try to figure it out again. I just forgot it. Damn. So, you see, I try to get it more in view. This is just me, because I have no better, a better camera holder, Stativ. Try to remove it a bit so you can get a bit more view. Yeah, no, it's a bit better. So you can lay, I guess this is a 9x4, I guess. Oh, you see, there is it mixed up. There's the cross. This is the last one. So it's like I said, it's a good cardstock. The size is manageable. It's good to have this kind of small deck with you, so you can easily lay even in the smallest places a grand tableau, and work with it, and you can leave it there without having a problem. Or maybe have a problem with taking up too much space. So this is quite a gorgeous way of working with the Lenormand deck. So best way to do this. So you see, I can't get it quite all on camera, so I will show it to you soon. In a couple of seconds, I will remove the camera from the tripod. I guess it's tripod, a big tripod here, but unfortunately not big enough. I have to get a bigger one. So but you can see. So I will try to measure it and give you the measurements, and we will see us soon. So here you can see the whole grand tableau. I really have to get a bigger tripod for this one. It's quite nice. It's wonderful to see, and the measurements are here 40 millimeters, and here something around the line of 25 millimeters. So you get an impression of how much space you will need for a grand tableau with a deck like this. Like I told you, there are many other, also many other decks by Divine Walks on, on her Etsy shop, and yeah, it's a wonderful way to have this opportunity to be able to do these kind of things, and don't need a big table for something like that. So I hope we will see us soon. I guess I will try to film the other LenorMarch videos this evening. I will see. Yeah, until the next time, many blessings. Bye.